Northeast Tonight, brought to you by Oil India Limited, conquering newer horizons.
Hello and welcome to Notice Tonight, the show that decodes the region. People across the world have always turned to music in times of crisis. The present crisis arising out of coronavirus pandemic is no exception. With constraints on our movements and general way of life becoming more and more restricted, we are feeling a loss of control not experienced since the Second World War. In being confined to our homes, we are missing our normal social support from friends and family and our freedom to control our day-to-day lives. But making or taking to music provides a means to regain control. This apart, it would be interesting to find out how singers and musicians are adapting to different ways of making music in these times of COVID-19. If some musicians and singers are continuing with their commerce by holding concerts online, others are simply making music to create awareness about the deadly virus and how to beat it. And yes, India's External Affairs Ministry released a song, United We Fight, featuring top musicians to convey a message of hope for the fight against COVID-19. Well, to talk about music in times of COVID, I have with me a fascinating set of people today. I have with me actor and singer Arghadip Barua, writer and lyricist Dr. Akaki Tora. From Mumbai, I am joined by singer and composer Joy Barua. And I also have with me musicians Amitav and Siddharth Barua of the band Lateral India. Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin the discussions, let's take a look at what musicians around the world are doing in these critical times of the pandemic. That was the song United We Fight, of course released by the Indian Ministry of External Affairs. It was produced by the Indian Council of Cultural Relations. And we have in the studios today, three of the, I'm coming to all of you, Joy Barua as well, including all the panelists, but we have two very fascinating musicians, Amitav Barua, Siddharth Barua, and we have a lyricist, Dr. Akaki Tora. You have also composed and you have also released a song recently, although I think it has not been picturized yet. Let us quickly, few seconds, let's listen to that song very, very quickly.
Pethar, pethar, hakar, jeniye sa
right. Huinna Pothor Hahakar. You know, this is the song Akakitora. You have written the lyrics for this very, very interesting song. Music in times of Corona. I will discuss everything in details with how and you know what is the lyrics and how Amitav and Siddharth sang this thing. But let me go. Let us respect the distance. You know, let me quickly go to Joy Barwa in Mumbai. Joy, thank you for joining me. Making music in times of Corona. You know, you guys are already taking the internet by storm.
Thank you, Wasbir. And I think the responsibility of artists in times like these really goes up a few notches. Everybody has to up their game. And it's also the moment when art, I think, truly has to serve its purpose of keeping people happy, of taking people away from their dose of pain. Times are very, very, very tough for a lot of us, for a lot of humanity.
Yeah.
I think we've been on the airwaves and on the internet much to kind of speak to people and be in touch with them. We are kind of mood changers, and that's our job. That's what we were born to do, and that's what we've been trying to do. But it's not been only just music. It's been a lot of conversation and bringing other things into perspective also.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm coming back to you, Joy Barwa. Dr. Akakitora, we have just heard Huinno Pothor Hahakar. Are you really optimistic? Are you totally pessimistic when you wrote that song? What was going on in your mind when you penned the lyrics for that particular song?
You know, Wasbir, it's a different kind of feelings. It made me really emotional to listen to this one because tomorrow we are going to release it formally in YouTube.
Okay.
And really, this is the first time I'm coming out of my house. In 2 months of lockdown, what I'm doing is I can overlook the sky from where I sleep. And from there, what I see is the sun is rising and setting, and a kind of, feelings, mixed feelings. It's a kind of darkness, and it's a kind of feelings that I become we. And so I pen down that Rode Pura. You have heard this song, and Moibur Ami Hoi Golu. Then at that finishing line was like Beli Dube Beli Ahe. Beli Dube Beli Ahe. It's a kind of reflection of what we are thinking, and I am very, very grateful to this musician.
Absolutely, Beli Dube Beli Ahe, because there is always light at the end of the dark tunnel. If the sun sets, the sun is also going to rise. We will listen to on live. We'll have a live performance. Why not? We should take this opportunity. We'll request Siddharth and Amitav to sing a few lines of that particular song. But before that, Argodeep, what do you think about music in times of Corona and a pandemic like this? As I started the discussion, whenever there is a crisis in the world, people always take to music. Whenever you are sad, you listen to music. Whenever you are extremely happy, you listen to music. Whenever there is a crisis in your life, in anyone's life, we generally take to music. What do you feel as an artist at this point in time, when the entire world has been absolutely crippled, I would say, by the virus?
I think, like Joyda also said, this is the time when, as artists, also we have to, come up and have to do the right purpose for which art is there. And I think since time immemorial, music has always been a healing agent. And likewise, I think this is the time when we, as a greater musician community, should serve our purpose to heal people in this time of crisis.
Absolutely. Music is a great healer. We have this very, very powerful actor, Argodeep, of the Amis fame. And he is also a singer, and it is not very common for someone to have these two very, very interesting skills. We'll also ask Argodeep to sing, but before that, let me come to you, Amitav. You and Siddharth, your band, The Lateral India, you have created this music. Of course, you have been creating fascinating music. So what do you, first of all, your general thoughts on these days, when the world has been turned upside down. We are leading a completely different life. We never thought that in our lifetime we'll have to live a life like this.
Yes, this is absolutely overwhelming, the things that have happened, unfolded in the past 2 months, and especially just speaking in terms of us musicians, our entire way of working, our entire way of going about our work, it's completely stopped. Like there can be no concerts or studio or anything. So we are focused entirely on now creating music and making people happy through our live shows or through new music. And speaking of this song, Hunya Pathar Hakar, when Akakiba gave me the lyrics for the song, I was really happy with the words, the emotions it depicted. And then I wanted to write something that really captures, not only that was catchy, but it captures that mood of being very calm and also at turmoil in the same time. With a melody that is sort of like from an era gone by,
Right.
and with music that is like going ahead. So we wanted to create something of that sort. And I'd also like to add, Orgodip also sang in that song.
Orgodip also sang. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah. Okay. So this is a song Huinno Pathor Hahakar. We have got all the three singers. We'll request them to sing at least a few lines for my viewers. But before that, let me go to Joy. Joy, singers and composers, artists. You are an artist. Because artists best are able to express their feelings through their work. And my viewers are not going to leave me if I don't ask, do you have a guitar near you? But you have to sing a few lines. What are some of your favorite songs that comes to your mind at this time when we are not in the best of times? Actually, you are in Mumbai. Mumbai is severely hit. What song would you like to sing today? Some two, three lines.
I thought Orgodip and Siddharth were going to sing for us.
I'm not going to leave them. I'm not going to leave them without singing. But let's hear from you first.
Okay, I think these are times when people have turned to soul and people are singing songs of soul.
Yeah.
So what comes to mind is just a second. Then let me open up the software for you.
Okay.
And,
while you open up the software. But let me keep up the
Sure.
conversation flowing. You open up the software,
Sure.
we will have you.
Sure.
Amitav and Argodip, anyone can take this question. You see, the live stream, music streaming websites have come up with very, very fascinating statistics. For example, the police, the popular police's track, Don't Stand So Close to Me. It has seen a 135% spike in streams around the world. Another very popular Italian album out of the song Abbracciami, it has seen an increase of 820%, and Azzurro saw an increase of 750%. These are some of the popular songs around the world. Now, I'm not asking you to comment on any of these songs, but general trend is that, Orgodip, in this kind of a situation, people are listening to music.
Absolutely, and I think in some way or the other, live streaming will be the future. We know that even YouTube and Spotify, these apps are also in their, generation high as far as their, usage is concerned. And similarly, there are initiatives like Kaplang by Curated, and there are initiatives like Unheard, where people are trying to, live stream and also trying to, monetize them. So in that way, I think some way or the other, I think gigs will be also done through online platforms.
That is already, Amitav, that has already happened. I don't know whether Siddharth would also like to come in, but Amitav, we have already seen it. Our very own Papuan and all have been doing live concerts, and these are commercial ventures, if I am not mistaken.
Yeah, definitely. And for the foreseeable future, that seems like the only way to go about. And actually now all the companies and event management, they are all trying to look for better ways how can they make the sound better for live streaming, because music is all about the sound after all. And if we can improve the quality of sound, so this is going to be the future for a while. And we all have to get used to playing live shows from our bedroom to the world, and the best way possible, because a gathering for any sort of concert seems very unlikely for.
Yeah, and I'm coming to you, Dr. Akakitora, but I would like to request Siddharth to be really ready, because I would like to ask you to sing that particular song, immediately after Akakitora finishes answering my question. You get ready your own song, Huinno Pathor Hahakar. Is that right?
Yeah.
Now Akakitora, you see, technology is one part,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, the feelings, the inner feelings of somebody, what the people are going through can be only reflected in the words
Yeah.
that a lyricist writes.
Yeah.
So pathos, you know, also you have to be positive. You know, the people are depressed, and there has to be some positivity at the end of the day. Is that one of the role that music creates, really?
Yeah, music is a kind of tool of expression. You know, from the era of Honkerdeba, we listen to the Borgates and to various genre of music. What we see is that music is a kind of like prayer. Even if when you pray to God, you pray with a kind of music. You offer music to God also.
Yeah.
So to me, at this kind of situation, like COVID-19 is a kind of situation was beyond our imagination.
Yes.
And we have to. You see, people are facing it with a lot of hope and lot of fear, lot of despair. At the same time, there are two different kind of feelings, like opposite feelings. We are facing it absolutely. And if you ask me, I'm an actress basically. I don't write lyrics. It's not my profession.
But perhaps the situation has compelled you to express yourself.
But I have seen whenever you see Facebook, whenever you see YouTube, almost more than 80% of people are bonding themselves with either poems, with either music, and that's the way, it seems like that is the only expression of people, only the tool of expression
absolutely.
for people.
And thank God we are in the 21st century where we have the tools at our disposal.
Yes.
Earlier people didn't have. Okay, let us Joy, I am coming to you in a moment. Amitav, I'll request you and Orgodeep and Siddharth, why not, you know, a few lines of your song Huinnopothor Hahakar. Come on, start.
How should we go about it? I'll sing the first part, you can sing the pre-chorus?
Yeah,
or-
absolutely.
Whatever, feel free.
Yeah.
Viewers will understand. Feel free. Carry on.
Can you play the guitar, Siddharth? Let us hear.
Siddharth, you can start playing the guitar, and then they will pick up.
So good.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you. This is technology because Siddharth is in a different studio. Yes, Siddharth, carry on.
Just play the first part, I'm not able to hear the scale properly. Rode pora aharu niraha endhar hecht hobone Duli pota কারাগাৰত উশা হঠাতে চালো নিজকে
Little louder.
পথৰ হাহাকাৰ যেনিয়ে চাওঁ উকাৰ শূন্য এতিয়া জীৱনৰ দৰদাম উভতি চালো নীৰৱে কলো মই বুৰ মিলি আমি বুৰ হলো পৃথিৱী জলে শূন্যতে ভাহে স্মৃতিবোৰ আমাৰ দুচকু ভৰে
Okay, very interesting. I must say the lyrics are very touching. I will continue to talk about that. Joy, expert comment from Joy Barwa sitting in Mumbai. He has listened to few lines, at least he have listened to this song by Amitav, Siddharth and Orgodeep. Joy.
I am really looking forward so much to this collaboration. All of them are amazing musicians. Akashi is just an amazing writer and an amazing artist at herself. I am kind of looking forward to hearing the whole song in its entirety with the music, and I think it's going to be an incredible song. You've got some incredibly honest and talented people here. I wish them all the best.
Thank you.
Everyone is saying thank you to you. Now it is your turn, Joy. In this situation where the mood is not really high, but we have to fight COVID unitedly, and we have to keep our spirits up, isn't it, Joy? And keeping that theme in mind, what is it that you want to play for my viewers tonight?
I think I'll play, a song that I kind of really inspired me. It's not my song, but it's kind of a song that inspired me during a low phase in my life to come out and seek and find and fly. So I'll just sing a verse from there.
Okay.
I hope this works.
Let's have
Can you hear the
Joy
piano?
on the screen.
Is the piano audible?
Yes, yes, carry on. Yes.
Okay. I used to think that I could not go on. Life was nothing but an awful song. But now I know the meaning of true love. I'm leaning on the everlasting arms. If I can see it, then I can do it. If I just believe it, there's nothing to it. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. Think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar. You see me running through that open door. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Thank you.
Fantastic, Joy. Thanks so much. We are just warming up, and this is not the end of it. Amitav, what thoughts cross your mind? I'll have to take a quick break and come back. But before that, the government of India is also, the whole theme of this battle against COVID, we don't have treatment, we don't have a vaccine, we have to live, somehow survive, wait, delay the whole spread of this disease, the virus, so that the world can produce a vaccine and the people can be administered that vaccine and to make them safe. But until then, artists, musicians, singers, everyone has their own responsibility, every segment of the society. So what do you think? What are your general thoughts?
First of all, this thing, as independent artists, like I would say, like most of the independent artists across, they are not affiliated with any label, any organization, they are all surviving on their own. True, they work in a very sort of way. They perform in concerts or from hotels to pubs everywhere, and from studio session musicians to. So this has immediately stopped everything. Now, that is the part where like their livelihood is affected. But as a part of like their general sensibility towards the community, what can they do? So I've seen over the last 2 months, like every musician from my friend circle, from my contemporaries, like there has been such a tremendous amount of positive vibes they've been sending out through their songs, through their messages, through their original content, through their paintings and poems.
Absolutely.
So that is helping everyone else who are not able to do those by themselves, but these work by the artists, it's helping them go through this time and finding comfort with someone else. So that we
absolutely positive vibes, but viewers, like everybody else, the artists, singers, musicians, composers, lyricists, everybody, actors, they are also going through very, very hard times. When we come back, we'll discuss about the challenges being faced by the people in the entertainment industry as well. On that note, I go for a short break. Don't go away. I'll be right back. Welcome back. Let me go once again to Mumbai. Joy Barua, artists also have a lot of challenges now. You are mandated to continue with your work because you are artists. You are supposed to entertain people, you are supposed to give them confidence, create awareness about a certain problem, which you are doing. The entire fraternity is doing. But what are the challenges being faced by people like you, generally the singers, musicians, composers, actors, directors? They don't have a regular job. They have to depend on the situation, has to be conducive for them to work. So what are some of the challenges?
I think, if I just speaking to me personally, like part of my work involved Bombay, which means movies and films. So the immediate processes in those movies have stopped. Their shootings have stopped. Things have come to a standstill right now. I think they will come because there's always a way out of chaos. That's what I think. But as of now, a lot of that work has got rescheduled. A lot of things have gotten slow.
So uncertain future? Are you worried about an uncertain future?
I'm not worried. I'm not worried right now. That's probably not the word, because I think the world around people are going to perceive art for what it is now. They're going to understand the true value of music now. So apart from movies, I think we'll have other situations where our music can lend itself to. A lot of online situations are happening, and a lot of radio is going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't see it as a threat right now, but yes, things are going to change. They are changing now.
Okay. Now, let me come to you, Arghadeep. You see, the Assamese film industry was just beginning to look up. We had very bad days in the Assamese film industry. Nothing was successful commercially. But last in the 1 year or so, 2 years, we had seen several movies which were box office hits, if I may use the word. People had once again started flocking to the theaters when this happened. As a young actor and popular actor, what do you think are the days going to be, days ahead?
Like Joyda also said, no, people are starting to perceive art for what it is. So
Only now?
Yeah. So I think I'm very optimistic that even for cinema, I think, with people coming up with such good content, there has to be good content first served. And I think once good content is served, people definitely will change their taste, and I'm very optimistic that yes.
You're optimistic.
Yeah.
Now, Akaki, the music industry is comparatively much better placed than the film industry, isn't it? Because music can be made in a small studio, and then you can just carry on with your commerce on the online platforms, streaming platforms. But that is not the case with films. So it requires a much more bigger and larger and mega logistics involved. So how are the days going to be, days ahead, as far as the music industry is concerned? How do we make music?
Wasbir, whatever, how much optimistic we are at present, because there is no alternative as well, but reality bites. Because due to this lockdown, as I am in constant touch with few of the musicians and those people behind the camera, those lightmen, those linemen, and those, everyone is facing difficulties because there is a sort of situation where everything is uncertain. So we right now at this moment, music is, we are taking resort to music to express ourselves, our sorrows, and there are various platform in networking platform nowadays is rising up. We're looking for alternatives. That is all good, but at the same time, this uncertainty is the stumbling block to creativity too. That's another perspective.
So I think that's another perspective. Uncertainty also can be a stumbling block to creativity. Amitabh, what do you think so? And I will also ask you to be ready to play any of your favorite numbers. You can discuss with Siddharth. But first of all, what Akaki said is that this uncertainty can also be a roadblock to the creative pursuits or creativity of artists.
It can go either way actually. Uncertainty, it can be a roadblock also, but sometimes challenges makes us come up with things that we never thought it was possible.
Absolutely.
Like you can end up creating something that otherwise you never would have. So there are two sides to it, and personally I'm also going through both. Like initially the first period of lockdown, the first 1 week, I made so much music I don't think I've made in the last whole year. I just sat, because we have a home studio, I just sat. But after that, for the next 1 month, I was completely drained. I couldn't make anything. I was completely...
So while you get ready, you can. What is it that you are going to play? Let me tell
Okay,
Siddharth that.
let me play a song by my band Lateral. So this song, ironically, it's called "Stay Here." But we
No, can you tell Siddharth?
Yeah.
Siddharth, if he, are you listening to? Can you hear?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Carry on.
So
Carry on,
we
Amitav.
played a song called "Stay Here." This one actually we wrote this before this whole pandemic, and this is so this song actually it implies like when you find someone or something that is so beautiful you want to preserve and you want to just be in that moment for forever. So it's "Stay Here," but now we are all forced to stay here. So let's sing this
What's
song.
the title of the song?
It's called "Stay Here."
While Amitav and Siddharth sing "Stay Here" as part, which is by their band Lateral, I request Joy Borwa to be ready with his next song, because people will not like me to talk much today. If they don't hear their favorite singers, they are going to rap me. Yes, Amitav, carry on.
Siddharth, can you give me the chords?
Siddharth, you can give him the chords.
From G sharp major.
Yeah.
This is it, how we'll live. Ever be more than this. All the little things came together for the first time. Is it really happening? Do we have to go out? Do we have to choose? Can't we just
Let's have Siddharth and Amitav on the screen.
here? Can't we just stay here? Stay here. Can't we just stay here? Stay here. Came together for the first time. And what if this is the only time it came together for the first time? And what if this is the only time? Do we have to choose? Can't we just stay here? Can't we just stay here? Can't we just stay here?
Can't we just stay here? Okay, that's interesting, and we are playing this with some challenges, but that does not take away the beauty of this particular piece of music by Amitav and Siddharth and their band Lateral. We'll have everybody on the screen. Let me go to Joy Borwa. Joy Borwa, you heard that also. It was fantastic. Now we have challenges. Let's have everybody on the screen. Joy Borwa. I'm talking to Joy Borwa. Yes, Joy Borwa, we have adversities can be turned to opportunities. That is how the world is,
Right.
Do you agree with that?
Of course, I think, and that is the lesson that artists taught us. The greatest literature, the greatest music was written in times of adversity. When America went to war in times of Vietnam, the greatest music was written, the greatest artists produced music, the greatest festivals happened. Some of the greatest hymns and gospel hymns happened in the worst of times. So it's like adventure tourism. It's not great when you're going through it, but when you look back, you know that you had done fantastic things in that course of that journey. So I think we are in the middle of that journey right now, and it's really tough for us. But what we create right now will stand the test of time if you write it from a true place inside us.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes. Let's have only Joy on the screen, and Joy, you can speak. You can play your favorite music right now once again.
Okay, thank you. Wasbir, I cannot refuse you on this one, but this is something that I composed in Hindi for a movie, and Atif Aslam and I had sung different versions of this. So here is something from Laila Majnu, the retelling in Kashmir. This is my version of it, kind of a slow acoustic.
Then last.
पता ना रोका, पता चला रोका, जैसे हवाओं में ऐसे भटकता हूँ दिन रात दिखता हूँ मैं तेरी राहों में मेरे गुनाहों में मेरे सवाबों में शामिल तू धूली और ठंडी सी बचपन के कुर्ते में सेमिल तू रखूं छुपा के मैं बातों में लैला मांगू जमाने से रब से वो लैला कब से मैं तेरा हूँ कब से तू मेरी लैला तेरी तलब है तू ही तो सब दिया तू ही तो सब है कब से मैं तेरा हूँ कब से तू मेरी लैला ओ मेरी लैला लैला ख्वाब तू है पहला कब से मैं तेरा हूँ कब से तू मेरी लैला ओ मेरी लैला लैला ख्वाब तू है पहला कब से मैं तेरा हूँ कब से तू मेरी लैला
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow, that was very interesting, you know. So that Orgodeep, you know, when you say the music lifts up your spirit, and this is a clear example. That particular piece by Joy Barua made us feel so nice. I'm sure you also had the same feeling.
Yeah. Actually, in fact, it reminded me of a few lines from his song Teji Mulana. Kon mani hahiti sai. Joto bhagor atori jai kon mani hahiti sai. So Jadar performance was more like that kon mani hahi.
Okay, Kon Mani Hai. Okay, very interesting. What song would you like to see? Because see your fans. Let's have everybody. Yeah, your Orgodeep's fans. You know, who have seen him in Ames and some other productions. Would also like to hear him, see him live, you know, singing. So why don't you sing something of your own choice? I mean, just a line.
যত ভাগর আতরি যায় কোন মানি হাইতি চাই নে জানে তাই নুবুজে তাই কি প্ৰশান্ত উঠে জোৱাৰ ই প্ৰশান্ত বুকু ভৰাই হাতুনে মেলিবি ফুলুনি ছিঙিবি ও পৃথিৱী তেজি মলা তুমি হাঁহি থাকা ৰাখিম আৱৰি যত যাতনা
Wow. Joy, comments. You are the judge.
No, I think it's always a pleasure to hear Orgo sing, and all of them are very, very close to me. We've Siddharth and Amita, we played together. We want to do music together. Orgo has been like a brother, so it's just fascinating to have them doing my songs. You know, all the best to all.
Absolutely. I think it's nice to hear the original singer say that. I think that's great. Dr. Akakitora, what does all of this mean? You know, in the last, 30 to 35 to 40 minutes that we have been in this studio, we have listened to a couple of songs. But that has lifted up, at least it has lifted up my spirits. Now, those people in distress when they hear their favorite singers or people whom they like sing, I think that can act as an antidote, isn't it, in this kind of situation?
It's a superpower of music and words. And you asked me, in this 2 months of lockdown, I wrote a poem which became very viral. Titanicot bohi thoka jen lagise. Ei dubu jen jibonor jahaj. Prithibire ohuh ketia. গণি আছোঁ 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 দুৱাৰবোৰ খোল খাইছে মন্দিৰৰ নহয় মছজিদৰ নহয় গীৰ্জাঘৰৰো নহয় মানুহৰ মনৰ দুৱাৰ and this শূন্যপথৰ হাহাকাৰ and if you ask me I have written not less than 50 lyrics and to tell you in my entire lifetime, lyrics is something, it's not like writing poems and other things. Lyrics is not like you do acting whenever somebody wants you to do and face the camera. You can write a lyrics whenever you are touched by something very deeply, something rooted you. So this time I'm very fortunate that in 2019 this Jajaburi, that fortunately Orgodeep was there, and then Jajaburi e homoy hihere gorha. This was my lyrics I wrote in 2008 and came out to life in 2020. And 2000 I wrote some lyrics for Sporho. And after that, this is one Huinobotor Hahakar. So in my entire lifetime, I wrote only three times I see myself as a lyricist. That
Okay.
happened because happens maybe because in the time of crisis
the
that
pandemic,
inspires me,
the
inspires
pandemic,
everyone.
the pandemic and the lockdown has made actor and writer Akaki Tora into a lyricist. Apart from the viewers, all my panelists, please take note. This pandemic has transformed Akaki Tora from a writer and actor to that of a lyricist now.
You have to add that I'm very
Amitav-
fortunate the musicians, the musicians took it,
Amitav, your response. We have got a new lyricist in the cultural firmament of Assam.
That's very nice. Even if it's like once a decade, but still, you're like Daft Punk. They release one album in a decade and they blow everyone away.
No, I'm
Yeah.
very fortunate. They took it very seriously and
They
look
took
at the
it very
way,
seriously.
yeah, and
Joy
look at how beautifully they
so
made
Joy
it.
Bora, there is a message there. We are laughing, but there is a message there, isn't it? There is a broad message there that it can create, it can bring out the best in an artist from an artist in times of adversity.
I think I really think chaos brings the best out of us if we know how to nurture it, if we know how to listen to us, to our inner being. And I think this is happening right here in front of you, and this is how that song happened. Chaos on street zero, or chaos on zero street.
Yeah, and let me also remind you, that those apartment sing-alongs in places like worst-hit countries like Italy, Spain, France, even UK. Those, particularly in Italy, in the middle of that huge pandemic, even today it is a very critical situation in Italy, where the apartment stand-alongs, sing-alongs. Where somebody is playing the saxophone, the other is playing the trumpet. They don't know each other, but they're joining the music, Joy, from each other's balconies.
But you see, music that is the strength of music inherently. Like I was reading recently that they had found flutes made out of man bone about 35,000 years ago.
Yeah.
So music was a form of communication when we were still hunter-gatherers. And I think we've come full circle now where we cannot meet and we cannot talk. And how do you talk to a stranger? But if you sing out to somebody and it brings along a different kind of communication, these are huge lessons to be learned here. I don't think the world should give up simply on, okay, this happened and then we move on. These are huge lessons to be learned on how to foster humanity,
Absolutely.
how to get empathy going.
Absolutely.
You will see the results.
Absolutely. And I've got the last 5 minutes. Why spend it in talking? Rather have even Joy should join Amitav and Orgadeep, in singing. First of all, you decide what you are going to sing. What is common among three of you?
I'm not getting them. I'm not hearing them very loud. It would be tough for me to kind of sing along. I would love to though.
Okay, but I'll tell you what they're planning to sing. You just tell me fast what you are going to sing, and I'll ask Joy whether he'll be comfortable with that.
What do you want? You always sing "You Too" with or without you on your live shows. You want to do that?
Yeah, we can do that.
What is it? You too.
Yeah.
With or without you?
With or without you. Is that okay with you, Joy?
Actually, I sing the other one,
Oh, yeah,
but
that's a good one.
I don't think we can sing together. They're kind of breaking
Okay,
up. I would
okay.
love
Let
to.
us
I would
let
love
us
to.
listen. Let us hear it from Amitav and Orgadeep then.
Yeah, sure,
Siddharth,
sure.
I want
can you-
Siddharth with the guitar. Yeah, Siddharth. Yes, quick. But this is an interesting experiment.
Yes,
It's
of
interesting
course.
experiment, isn't it,
Yeah,
Akaki? What do you think?
Ekdam, pura se.
All right.
All
I
right.
think it starts from about.
Yeah, I think Siddharth should give the chords. Louder, huh? You sing loud. We should show the singers. My producer should show the singers.
See the sunset in your eyes. See the phones lost in your sight. And I wait for you.
Sleight of hand and twist of fate. On a bed of names, she makes me wait and wait for you. With or without you, with or without you,
Well, that was fantastic. That was fantastic. I think if I'm not mistaken, this is a song by U2, is it?
Yeah.
U2. And this has been rendered in our studios live for you viewers by two fantastic musicians, Amitav Barua and Argodip Barua. And we have all of us as listeners up along with you viewers. Last words from you, Joy Barua, before I wrap up the show. Very quickly, 20 seconds.
Yeah, thank you, Wasbir, for having us here. And I really hope that all musicians and all artists rise to the occasion right now. They kind of do what they were really born to do and kind of heal the world, because the world will need healing right now, and it is our job to do that.
World will need healing, and it is our job to do that. Dr. Akakitora, what your final comments?
My appeal is that stay united, let music lift your soul as well, and I request everyone to listen to Huinopotra Hahakar. We'll be releasing tomorrow in YouTube, and please,
all right.
yeah, all of we should get united, and we
Get
have to fight.
united, get united. That
yeah.
is interesting. Yes, Argodip, final comments.
I think like Joyda, I'm again saying what he's saying, that it is time to feel the great realization that we had in this whole pandemic. And I think we should also learn to live in harmony with nature and forest,
Yeah.
and give our due respect to her.
I think that is very interesting. Live in harmony with nature and give respect. We have bettered the environment. We have tortured Mother Earth for far too long. And I think this lockdown should at least teach us this lesson so that we can be more respectful to Mother Nature. Amitav, your final comments.
As human beings, we are very good at surviving. We will survive this, but it's important to, after we've survived this, important to be reminded of the lessons we learned and to not forget like how things could turn out. And for musicians also, the way forward is collaboration. I think we have to look out for each other and help each other reach ahead.
Absolutely. We had a very fantastic set of panelists, and the moral of the story is that music is not only a great leveler, a great equalizer, but it is also a very big stress buster. And in fact, in these times of the corona, we have to listen to music more and more to de-stress ourselves and put up a united fight against this deadly pandemic. I thank all my panelists for being on the show, and of course the viewers for watching the program. But at the end of the day, listen to music, don't torture Mother Earth, and of course unite in music, and it can create a huge amount of awareness against a particular crisis. I think we'll emerge from that. On that note, I thank everyone for watching the program. Good night and goodbye.
Northeast Tonight, brought to you by Oil India Limited, conquering newer horizons.